Hey guys, Jeff Tack here. So I wanted to do another quick video for you guys. This is on the Cold Steel Recon-1 in Tanto, and as you can see here, I have a couple of versions of it. The current version, which I do not own, is the Recon-1 S35V steel. The two you see here, this one is in AUS 8, and this one is in CTS-XHP. Both of them are adequate steels. The the AUS 8 is going to be a little bit softer steel in comparison to the CTS XHP and the S35VN. But for a daily carry knife, last ditch self-defense type knife, this is AUS 8's a fine steel. There's nothing wrong with it. I just wanted to cover some of the specs real quick, kind of give you my impressions of the knife overall, and then tell you a little, give you a potential recommendation for these particular brand of knives. So I weighed these two. The current Recon 1 is shown on their website at 5.3 ounces. I weighed these a moment ago off camera. This one does come in at 5.3 in AUS 8. The CTS XHP comes in at 5.2 ounces. So that's a little variance from the current model. And then the blade thickness on these guys is coming in at 3.5 millimeters. So you can see that, hopefully. It's a little hard to see. But anyway, 3.5 millimeters. You can take my word on that. The blade length is 4 inches. The handle length is 5 3/8 inches. This is a G10 handle material. I will say the handle material can be a little grippy to some, but after time, if you've worn it a lot, or you can even take some fine sandpaper and knock some of the peaks off of the G10, and it's maintained some of its grippiness, but it does lose some of the abrasiveness, which is for some people that matters. They have a history with the texture on their G10 and the strength of the pocket clips to do some pretty abrasive damage to a pocket. There's modifications people have done where they take the pocket clip off and then they sand down this region right here so it slides in and out of the pocket without tearing it up too bad. The overall length on this thing is 9 3/8. It does have ambidextrous tip-up carry only, so you can go left or right, and it's tip-up only. And then the MSRP on this thing is $169.99. You can absolutely find it for less than that. So anyway, I just wanted to cover some of the quick high points and then give you my impressions of the knife, and then give you some alternative thoughts on it. So as far as a everyday carry, large combat tactical type knife, this is a very rugged knife. If you're familiar with the triad lock that Cold Steel uses on their folders, that lock is very strong. Also the the blade length on this being a 4-inch blade, that is going to provide some distance if you have to use this in a defensive last ditch encounter. I don't recommend people getting into knife fights. I don't recommend people using knives to save their lives. If they can get close enough to stab you, you can run away and hopefully they can't get to you. But if you can't and you're in a situation where your pocket knife is all you've got, this isn't a bad one to have. At 4 inches on the blade, that's plenty long enough to penetrate and do some internal damage to a human body. So if you can find them in the AUS 8, you can usually find them on the secondhand market for a fairly reasonable price, in the $30 to $50 range. The CTS-XHP is still available. There are sites that you can find them as of July of 2018, so they are still out there. They're becoming more and more difficult to locate. And the S35VN, being the new steel, you are going to probably pay closer to not MSRP, but probably about in the 120 range. The CTS-XHP you can pick up for under $100, and the AUS 8, like I said, 30 to 50 bucks in the secondhand market. So if you are able to, and this is kind of just my thoughts, so the way they're doing this coating on the CTS-XHP, it's a bonding to the steel, so you're not able to remove that. But on the AUS 8, this is just kind of a painted coating that they're putting on these. And if you've ever owned one or you've seen one, and in some of the other AUS 8 knives that Cold Steel's putting out there, you'll see them and the paint will be all scuffed up. The person's used the knife, and the coating wasn't very durable on these AUS 8 knives. But if you're able to find one where the coating's all dinged up on it, and the person's calling it a user or whatever, but he hasn't really used it that much, take a look at that knife and don't discount it because the finish is all screwed up. Because I was able to pick up, I just wanted to throw this out as an example, I was able to pick up this American Lawman in AUS 8, and the finish on this underneath that paint is a pretty good, I don't know, maybe a stonewash finish. So the emblems and the marketing information for this particular knife is laser etched into the steel, so that's going to stay no matter what. And you'll notice that they're Cold Steel's pretty proud of their branding, so that's all laser etched into the knife. But the finish is what I'm focused on. If you can find one where it's got a worn finish on it, but the blade is still in good condition, don't hesitate to pick that one up. I mean, that's still a very good knife, and you strip this this coating off, and you'll have a very nice, stone washed finished AUS 8 blade at a pretty reasonable price. So, at any rate, it's a quick little video, guys. I just like to do these little overview videos, not spend a whole lot of time, doing in-depth analysis. There's plenty of those out there in the world. But to give you my impressions, these are definitely a thumbs up. And there's varying sizes. So this is the standard size. They do make a mini Recon, and then they obviously make the micro Recon, and then they make a Recon in an XL as well. So you can get the the super folding sword if that's what you're into. So again, quick video, guys. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. I appreciate that. And you can find me on Instagram or on BitChute. The more YouTube cracks down on gun channels, diversifying where I upload videos is going to become more important for me. Not only me, but all content creators. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. That really inspires me and motivates me to want to continue to make these kinds of videos for you guys, and share it with your friends. I appreciate that. If there's something I said that I didn't cover, or you had questions about, or something you wanted to correct me on, please throw it in the comments section. The dialogue is how we learn from each other and become a stronger community. So with that, I'll let you guys go, but I appreciate you taking the time to watch it. Have a good one. See ya. Bye.